Today's video is brought to you by Liveops, but more on that later. Some time ago, I told you all about Liveops. When we are first told of a new job opportunity, you could either feel one or two ways. Excited about the opportunity ahead or very nervous about the unknown that you might face. Either way, I ask that you stay tuned to find out more about the opportunity of Liveops, and more specifically, the things I wish I knew before starting with Liveops. Let's get to it. Hi guys, and welcome back, scholars. If this is your first time to the channel, then you are probably wondering, what is a scholar? Well, a scholar is just someone who has enrolled into Teacher Dacia's classroom by hitting the subscribe button below. So for the announcements today, again, this video is sponsored by Liveops. And let's see, am I missing one more thing? Oh, I think I fixed my mic. So hopefully you won't hear any more static today. So without further ado, let's get started. First off, before I get into the 10 things I wish I knew about Liveops before starting, let me just follow up on a few things from the previous video. So first off, I did mention that you can apply if you are in the US, but it is not for all states. If you are living in most areas of the US, you can apply, but they only accept applications for certain states. Also, if you sign up to be my referral by using the page on my website, please make sure to include your phone number. I cannot refer you if I do not have your phone number. And if you don't feel comfortable including your phone number in that form, then there is a new way you can apply. That is by simply using a link. I don't know why this option wasn't available before, but now it is, and you can just simply look at it or go to it in my description box below. Also, I don't think you can live abroad. Even though you're a US citizen, I think you have to live in the US in order to work with Liveops. That's all of the follow-ups. Let's get into these 10 things I wish I knew about Liveops, and stay tuned to the very end for a bonus guide. Okay, I'll explain more at the end. Okay, so the first thing I wish I knew about Liveops is the next step, which is which company to choose. That can just be narrowed down to making sure you do your due diligence, because while some companies might pay 30 cents a minute, other companies will pay 34 cents a minute. It all just depends. Some companies' peak times are different. Most of the time when you are signing up with Liveops, the opportunities that are available are all during the peak times. Like, companies only reach out to Liveops when it's their peak time. So just make sure you do your due diligence and maybe talk with other agents that have been with the program that you are considering before actually applying to them. We're going to get into how you can do that a bit later. So the second thing I wish I knew were about the tech requirements. So previously I've already mentioned you really should get an Ethernet cable if you are going to be working with Liveops. You are also going to want to be aware that they do not allow Mac operating systems. So you cannot have a Mac if you want to work with Liveops. You have to have a Windows computer with your headphones. Now, some companies require you to have specific headphones. This was the case for me when I first started. I could choose between 3 of them. For now, most companies, they just require you to have a USB headset. They don't specify anything. But the headset that I have, I really enjoy it. When I first purchased this, it was about $80. But again, I think this was when it was in such a high demand to start working from home. I think now it's about $60. No, it is not. But I really like it. It has a nice little mute button, has a nice volume button, and it's a dual headset. You'll find when you're in the market for these kind of customer service headsets, some of them are just a single headset, and it's adjustable. So if you want it, I'll link it below. Everything else with the tech requirements, just as long as your computer is up to date, your operating system is up to date, and you have enough space to download more software, then you're good to go, because you're going to be downloading probably a lot of software when you first start. Now, the third thing I wish I knew about is how and when I got paid. Liveops use open source software. The thing you should know about that is you're going to have to go into that system at the end of every workday to submit your invoice. If you don't, then you don't get paid. Now, I'm not sure if this has changed much, because I am currently not really working with Liveops at the moment. I just don't have the time in my schedule to do so. But at the time when I was working with them constantly, I needed to go into open force in order to submit my invoice, and I was paid twice a month. The fourth thing I wish I knew, the possibility for growth. This can definitely be full-time income for you, but it can also remain as part-time income for you if you don't have the time. So as far as the possibility for growth, I've learned of some people starting off as regular agents and growing to positions of management or positions of supervision in the company. So you can grow with the company. It's all about putting in what you expect to get out. The fifth thing I wish I knew about is Liveops Nation. I wish I knew about the importance of Liveops Nation, because Liveops Nation is basically the home page of Liveops. No matter what company you work for, you're going to have to include this into your daily routine. Liveops Nation is going to be, again, your like newspaper for the company, and also it's like your water cooler for the company, because you can talk with all the other Liveops agents in there. They have nice little discussion boards, and that's even how I was able to get this free guide and resource that I promised you in the beginning. So you could go and talk with other agents that have worked with companies that you are considering applying to, and spend time in there and really get familiar with that system. So the sixth thing I wish I knew about are the similarities within the companies or the different opportunities within Liveops. So no matter what company or opportunity you choose to apply to at Liveops, it's going to be basically the same process. So first you're going to sign up for the opportunity. Then once you are accepted, they're going to send you like the SOW for the company, basically what they are expecting from you. So you just sign all of that, and then you're going to get an email saying you're approved, and it's going to let you know when your certification training starts. Now, the thing about certification training, it is free, but they don't pay you for it. Okay, so it doesn't cost anything, but you don't make anything. So that's a bit of a bummer, especially since it is probably the most time-consuming part of being a Liveops agent. It's very in-depth, very detailed training. You are going to know what you need to know before you take your first call. Once you finish training, then you get into what is called nesting, which is basically you're taking calls, but you're still kind of on probation. They're still kind of monitoring you or keeping a close eye on you since it's your first week. And then once you finish that nesting week, you are a fully fledged agent, and you do get paid for the calls you take in nesting week. Also, something you're going to want to look out for during the certification training is a study buddy. Now, I've never had a study buddy. I've tried to get a study buddy, but it didn't work out. A lot of people praise study buddies and say that's the way to go during certification. So the only way I can tell you how to do that is during the trainings, which will be on Zoom. You can maybe private message other agents within the Zoom chat or within the Zoom meeting, or in Liveops Nation. You can go and say, hey, I'm looking for a study buddy between this time and date. And going back to the Zoom meetings, the Zoom certifications, they're pretty much the same. Either you can have the Zoom meetings from 10 to 12 or from 5 to 7. You're going to have to attend one Zoom meeting a day during certification. So it doesn't have to always be 10 through 12. Like maybe on Monday you can do 10 through 12, but the rest of the week you need to do 5 through 7, or it can constantly change as long as you attend one of those meetings. During the certification process, the reason that it takes such a long time and is such time investment is because it requires you to do e-learning. E-learning is intensive, but it's so much to learn in such a short amount of time, especially if you are going to want to have your weekends off. And there are deadlines that you have to follow. And if you don't pass those deadlines, you will get removed from the certification. You're going to want to stay on top of your e-learning. You can work ahead, but if you need more assistance, that's why they have the Zoom meetings. And even if you do work ahead, you're still going to have to attend those Zoom meetings. Also, pretty much the same with all companies, you're going to be nervous your first call. You're going to be nervous, but that is okay. That's to be expected, and that's pretty much a good thing. You don't want to be too overconfident and then fail on your first call. So you're going to have those first call jitters no matter what company you go to. Even if it's a company that you frequent as a customer, just keep those things in mind. But even though there are many similarities, there are some differences within the companies, which leads me to the eighth thing I wish I knew about Liveops. The training length is different. Some trainings can be done in 1 week. Some trainings can be done in 2 or 3 weeks. Sometimes a company might even have an option where you can have a faster certification, like a week, but they also have a slower pace option. Another difference could be requirements. So this is where you're going to want to use your Liveops Nation to see what you can learn from other agents. Let me tell you a bit of a story. I began working with Liveops with Bath and Body Works. That was my first opportunity. I loved it. It was great, and it was completely on the phone, on the headset. Okay, but recently I attempted to work with TurboTax, and they require you to be on webcam. And when you're on webcam, you have to be in uniform, which is a white polo shirt that I had to acquire by myself. They did send me the webcam, but I will have to send it back once my contract ends. If I had known that before I signed up, I would not have applied. I would not have applied. Make sure you do your due diligence in looking up those companies. So another difference within companies are commits, which lead me to the ninth thing. Is this the ninth thing? I don't know. It leads me to the next thing I wish I knew about Liveops, which are commits. I wish I knew about commit differences and scheduling. What are commits? Commits are 30-minute blocks of time that you are committing to being online. I'm going to show up. I'm going to be at my desk ready to take a call for these 30 minutes. So, of course, you can do it back to back, from 8 to 5, whatever. With some companies, they require you to do as little as 40 commits in a month. So that's 20 hours a month that you are required to work from them. And you can see that in your SOW or your contract with that line. While other companies require you to work 120 commits or a different number of commits. So it just depends. So make sure you pay attention to that when you are signing your SOW. And this is before the certification, so you'll know what you are getting into. Now, as far as scheduling commits and seeing if you will have enough time to work or if there's going to be enough work for you. As I mentioned, most of the time that answer is yes, because the companies are only hiring when they need agents. So that means they are having or receiving calls. However, as soon as you know what your schedule is going to be, as soon as you gain access to the scheduling system, which most of the time is Shiftboard, you are going to want to attack those commits and sign up for them. You do not have a moment of hesitation, because if you don't, then you will not be able to get your commits. Now, of course, this varies within companies or varies within the opportunities you choose to do at Liveops, because like I said, when I was with Bath and Body Works, I had commits. Most of the time when I went, I did have commits available within the time frame that I wanted to work. I could not schedule, of course, the day beforehand. If I did, then I would not have any work. And when that is the case, the only option you have available is the trade board. So what the trade board is, where agents go and say, hey, an emergency came up, I cannot honor my commit. Okay, so I can't show up for this 30-minute of time that I had. You want to do this as least as possible, because if you have scheduled a commit and you can't show up or you can't honor it and you try to trade it but no one takes it, then you still have to honor it. So, and if you don't, then that looks bad on your record, of course. But sometimes emergencies come up, and that's where you can get some last minute commits if possible. Be careful, because with the last company that I was with, I attempted to get commits. Now, I did wait till the last minute to get the commits, but you live and learn. And I did not have any commits available to me, and I had to pick them up from the trade board, because the only commits that were available were during the time that I couldn't work. And when I did finally get online or have my first commit, I did not receive any calls. And when you don't receive calls, you don't get paid. So I was online for 30 minutes, but my bank account don't show that because no one called me. Most of the time, it's not the case. but it happens. So the next thing I wish I knew about is what a call is like. So pretty much the calls follow the same routine, but it's very fast paced. And you're going to have to take notes and basically shorthand saying what they want and what you are able to do or what you did to fix their situation. And in order to fix the situation, a lot of times you're going to have not only the system where you can take the notes for the customer and put it on their record, but also the system that actually fixes the situation. So you're going to have to learn how to have a split screen, or you can either have a dual monitor. I did not have a dual monitor, but I do recognize the value in having a dual monitor. Some companies require you to have a dual monitor, but most don't. So that's up to you. That's going to be up to you to decide whether you can get or invest into your home office to get a dual monitor. Or also just know, if you have never worked with tech, then there will be a steep learning curve. So you're going to have to learn as you go. And even if you know a little bit about technology, you're still going to have a learning curve because you're learning new technology. But don't be afraid. I hope I'm not scaring you, because as soon as you learn it, you will be ready to go, ready to take on those calls. The 10th thing I wish I knew about Liveops is how to quit. That's something that I have to do, because like I said, I have a main hustle, which is my own business, which requires a lot of my time. So Liveops just supplements my income during that off season for me. Now, for some companies, you don't have to quit. They will offboard you once you're no longer needed for that season. But I had to quit before that time came. For example, like I said, with Bath and Body Works. But the thing was, I would no longer be able to work with them under Liveops again, which was kind of a bummer because I really enjoyed working with them. So it's less about knowing how to quit and more about the effect quitting has on you. You can't work with that company again under Liveops. I believe that was 10 things I wish I knew about Liveops before starting. Again, stay tuned to hear about the free resource, the value packed resource for you guys. But before that, a quick word from our sponsor. So, Soulbox. What is it? I don't talk much about my love for Korean culture on the YouTube channel. Sometimes I talk about it on Instagram. I really love Korean culture, from the dramas, the music, to just the culture and the people, and especially the food. With the food, it's kind of hard because it's not like I can go to Korea and just get, authentic snacks. And it's not like I live in a big town either. Very basic American food choices for me. So it's kind of hard when I want to experiment or just try out some snacks that I might be interested in, because I don't have them available to me. And that is where our good friend Soulbox comes in.
Soulbox is a subscription box that will send you authentic Korean snacks, savories, and merch curated around exciting things. And they even have vegetarian options available.
I saw an option for me to try them out to see if I liked it, and they sent me a great box. I love it. Okay, I absolutely love it. And I'm going to share like the official unboxing I did with my sister. It's like in a short. I just got this Soul box. Once you open the box, it's a bunch of Korean snacks that I am excited to see, and also some possible merch from some of my favorite bands. Who knows? So we're going to get to opening it. I give this a 9 out of 10. It's not for me. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Some of the snacks, we enjoyed it. Some of them, it was a unique taste. It comes with a guide. It tells you everything you would need to know. I'm sure you will love Soulbox. They even have a vegetarian option, so be sure to check them out. This is my first time having like a sponsor that doesn't know me. I don't have a coupon code for you guys. I'm gonna see what I can do for you. But if you're interested in trying Korean snacks and learning more about Korean culture, then you will definitely love Soulbox. So thank you, Soulbox. Really appreciate it and can't wait to try it again. Now let's get into this value packed resource. I'm so excited. So a few days ago, I went on Liveops Nation and I said, what are some things that you wish you knew before starting with Liveops? A lot of them wish they said they knew about Liveops sooner, and some of them said some other things. But throughout those comments, there was a precious jewel of information. It was a resource made by agents, Kimberly H, along with other veteran Liveops agents, and it's a must have. It's entitled Tips and Hints for Newbies. I really do appreciate her. If you would like to get that resource, all you have to do is go to the link and the description. You don't have to give me your email or anything, but you do have to visit my website, okay? And you can download that there. And it's just very great. It's a very great resource, and she will be updating it soon, but I wanted to go ahead and give you guys this. And as soon as the update is available, I'll make an announcement on my Instagram and also on my YouTube community. It's already value packed, so I can't imagine what else could bring even more value to it. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much to Kimberly and the other agent. All right, everyone. So again, for those of you who choose to be my referral for Liveops, make sure you fill out all the information on the form or either use the link below and it'll take you directly to the website. And don't forget to sign the attendance sheet by clicking the like button below and checking out Soulbox. Again, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Class dismissed.